back at the table. The documents laid where he left them. They didn't vanish. They weren't part of his imagination. They were real. How could the man who gave them to him not be? There must be some kind of mistake.
You feeling all right? You look like you've seen a ghost.
I just saw a ghost, Thomas. This is not funny. Ghost. I love that transition. That was the last thing Micah heard of his since all went black. Oh my god, did I pass out? Am I passed out? Am I dreaming? Everything hurt. His back and his shoulder, his head and his eyes. Every inch of him felt as he's taking a beating. Micah tried to sit up, surrounded by a vast darkness, but the effort made his head spin. He collapsed back down to what could have only been the ground, but even that he wasn't sure of. Soft. Where was he? What happened? He tried to think, but his mind felt dull, like trying to listen to someone speak while underwater. Everything felt so far away, eternally distant. Every time he tried to move or sit up, electric tendrils spiked through his head, making him wince with pain. He gave up, accepting his fate. He just slept wherever he was. The faint sound of panic that reached him faded further and further away as he lost consciousness once again. Darkness. It was so dark. Micah felt scared and alone. Why? He took a deep breath. The air smelled sweet, like honey. He couldn't tell if his eyes were open or not. In a place like this, he couldn't tell anything. The panic rose. The spikes of pain through his head were getting worse. Then, the tiny jingle of a bell as something soft touched his face. He froze in fear. No, don't do it, because I believe we're the cafe. I believe we're getting help. The pain in his head still present. Micah closed his eyes tighter. He wasn't sure what he was touching him, but it seemed better not to know. Taking long, shallow breaths, he waited for what felt like forever. The smell of honey filled his dual senses. Suddenly, there was a rough sensation on his forehead. The sensation stopped as the creature pulled back. He opened his eyes. It's a cat. Sitting in front of him was a pitch-black cat, majestic in its size and fluff, piercing purple eyes regarding him with entreaty. As his senses slowly returned, he lost himself in that sea of liquid purple. A cat. No ordinary cat for sure. Who was it? Where was he, for that matter? Micah raised his hand to his forehead, lightly touching the spot the feline had just moved away from. It licked him? Where the cat had laid, a warmth spread through his body. He suddenly felt much better, his body not hurting anymore. As he examined himself, he once again heard a bell. Micah desperately reached out, trying his best to call out the disappearing cat. Wait, don't go! No voice felt his throat and carried through the darkness. The only light he had was those eyes. Without them, everything was dark once again. He closed his eyes. He was suddenly so tired. Faded sound reached Micah as he stirred to consciousness once more. His eyes slowly opened. Taking up his entire vision was the blurry face of his best friend.
Micah!
Oh,
Thank God.
Leon!
Not so loud. My head hurts.
It was only then he realized. It didn't. His heart didn't hurt, actually. It didn't hurt at all. He reached up and touched his forehead. For the first time in a long time, his head didn't hurt. Not since that cat. Is it even possible for pain to be licked away? No, that's stupid. Micah stifled a laugh, looking up towards
So
Leon.
dumb. Me? No, not you. Hey, Leon? Yeah? Thanks. Seriously.
Leon's face went bright.
Don't worry about it.
He glanced away shyly, awkward fiddling with his knife. Finally.
Micah? What happened to you?
What did happen to me?
I was hoping you could tell me. How did I get here? I was at
Oh, where?
the cafe. You collapsed.
The cafe. What was he doing at that cafe? Oh no, not again.
Thomas said you were acting weird and then fainted. So he called me and I brought you home.
Acting weird.
Seriously, are you okay?
I am so not okay.
Yeah, I'm fine. I feel completely normal.
No, I have missing gaps of my memory. What do you mean?
Normal people don't pass out for no reason.
Thank you, Leon. Leon seemed unconvinced as he frowned deeply. He's not frowning.
Hey, did I have anything with me when you brought me back?
Like what? I don't think so. But I wasn't exactly worried about your things when you were sprawled out on the ground like that.
Wait, if I collapsed, why bring me back to the apartment? Why not the hospital or something?
I panicked, okay? And
And?
I didn't want to call your aunt either.
Micah's eyes went wide in surprise. His aunt. What does she know? Did she know anything? Mr. Harris didn't seem too keen on her at all. In fact, it wouldn't have been an understatement to say he disliked her. So I do remember Mr. Harris.
Mr. Harris!
Oh my god.
What? Who? Calm down, Micah. You aren't well.
Micah jumped off the living room couch he'd been placed on, bouncing on his feet. Whoa!
I'm sorry. I have to go back to the cafe for something important. Thanks for everything.
Micah, wait!
I could take him. Doesn't he have a car? Doesn't why the way he moved? Because he needed a place to. Doesn't he have a car? Can he give me a ride? Of course, despite Leon's words, Micah didn't wait. He almost sprinted to the door and slammed it behind him in his rush. A sadness welled up in Leon as he wondered just what had gotten into him. He looked down at his satchel bag. His eyes caught on the paper that slowly poked out. It was because of this, wasn't it? Thomas said he was reading this and started to freak out about someone going missing. Thomas also said there was no one there, just Micah reading something he couldn't quite see. Leon sighed loudly, his mind feeling all muddled. Sorry, I should give it back to him, but... Oh my god, he's stealing my stuff! Micah threw open the door to the cafe. Startling a few customers seated near the door and getting straight for the table he had listed. So focused on finding what he left behind, he walked straight past Thomas. The table still sat empty. No one sat in either seat. Mr. Harris was somewhere inside, empty. Where was it? He scanned the top of the table before squatting to see underneath, feeling the seats to make sure nothing fell. It got stuck anywhere. He knew it was pointless. It was impossible for something to be this hidden in the boots, but he didn't know where else to look. So focused was he on finding his letter that he completely ignored Thomas calling out his name. It wasn't until the large hand grabbed his shoulder did he stop looking.
Micah, calm down. What's wrong? First you freak out about a missing stranger, then you collapse on my floor, and now you come busting in here like the devil's on your tail. This isn't like you, Mai.
Micah sighed quietly.
I'm looking for a letter. It's important to me. Really important.
Oh, a letter? You mean this?
Out of his apron he pulled a letter. It was sealed carefully closed once again. An inexplicable relief washed over Micah.
Yes, that's it.
Any moment now he felt as if he'd burst into tears.
Thomas, I could kiss you.
Ha! You'd have to get the missus' permission for that.
Thomas put a hand on Micah's shoulder once more and kissed him tight.
Micah, why don't you take a few days off? I'll talk to Mare and let her know you've got some things to take care of.
I'm not being fired, am I?
What? No, of course not. Mai, never. You're part of our little family here and always will be. You're like a little brother to Mary.
Micah smiled. He did feel part of the family here. Mary and Thomas had treated him very well.
Just promise me. Just promise that once you figure out whatever's troubling you, you come tell me. All right? We're here for you. We always will be.
Looking Thomas directly in the face, Micah
I
nodded.
promise.
With his promise given, he clutched the envelope to his chest and headed for the door. Thomas waved him off before resuming his work in the kitchen. Quickly, Micah returned to his apartment, not once letting the envelope out of sight. He wondered if Leon would be there when he arrived. I should apologize to him. He went out of his way to look after me and I just took off. The door was unlocked, thankfully. As he rushed out the door with no phone or keys, the apartment was dark. save from the corner lamp. His eyes went around the room to search for Leon, but he was already gone. No Leon in sight. Micah made his way over to the couch, flopping down into the comfortable cushions. As he sat down to read the letter he retrieved from the cafe, he noticed a hastily scrawled note on the coffee table. I had to go. Oh, okay. But I hope you feel better now, and call me if you need anything. Anything! 3, 4, 5 underlines under anything. He really meant anything. Leon's handwriting was terrible, and so for him to have left the note meant he must have noticed that Micah didn't have his phone. He really notices everything, doesn't he? With a deep breath, Micah opened the envelope once again. My dearest Micah. My dearest Micah. If my charm was successful, then you have no memory of me or the place you must go. But if you are reading this, it means that I am no longer in this world, and that this charm is now starting to fail. You are in danger. I am so sorry, my dear boy, I have failed you. With this letter, you will find a deed. Go there. You will understand everything once you do. With love, with regret, with hope. Gregory Riley, your grandfather. Reading this more times than he could count didn't make the letter make any more sense. Charm? Memory? I that's my thing. Like, Grandpa, you put a charm on me to forget everything, and then you just expect me to believe everything that you tell me about charms and stuff. Like, Grandpa, that's not very smart of you. Gotta say, he was in danger. He was in danger. It was true. He had very little memory of his childhood, but was this why? Was something done to him? His heart was racing, the beating loud in his head. He had to know. There was no other choice but to know, to find out the truth. The letter talked about a deed, though. Wasn't there something else with the letter? Did I imagine it? He closed his eyes and tried to visualize when he got the letter. I got a call from a lawyer and met Mr. Arthur Harris. He said he knew my grandfather and had something for my father. We met at the cafe. He gave me 2 things, a sealed letter addressed to me and a document with the name Magnus Inn written on it. When I looked up from these documents, Mr. Harris was gone. That's all he could remember. He must have collapsed immediately after that. Magnus Inn. Is that the inn between? That could be the deed that the letter spoke of. They were together after all. Where did it go though? Thomas didn't give it to him. His entire body felt heavy. Too many things had happened today. He wasn't sure how it all happened in only one day. An overwhelming fatigue washed over him. He was unable to keep his eyes open. He slumped back on the couch and fell into a deep but restless sleep. Why did Thomas take the letter but not the deed? Why did they put it on the bag?
Can I take your order?
I'm working now.
Have you seen anything you like, darling?
I want a strawberry cupcake.
Well,
Sweetie,
1 strawberry cupcake on its way.
that's not real. Like, parents, I have a niece, and parents know what their kids are saying, okay? They know. Unless you're, like, never spending time with your child, then probably you wouldn't understand. But that is not real. I understand that it's like Micah is very good with kids and something like that. Like, it talks about his personality. But come on!
just a latte for me, please, dear.
Micah laughed and returned momentarily with her order. It was another slow day at the cafe. Even though he had gotten permission and insistence that he take a few days off, he couldn't tolerate any more resting. He had looked around the cafe for the other document but found no luck. He wondered where he could get a bond. Where it could have gone if not here. Leon took it, I saw it. Did someone take it? But who could have? He hadn't seen Leon since that day in the apartment either. He wasn't replying to his texts anymore. It was starting to make him worried. Leon is betraying me! That wasn't like Leon at all. Usually he couldn't stay away if he tried. He's gonna betray me. The days passed as any other. Micah lost in thought at the cafe during the day, barely sleeping at night. Life went on as normal, despite him feeling anything, but a few more days passed with no response from Leon, and a few more sleepless nights. Before Micah knew it, a whole 2 weeks had passed. Time skip! Oh boy, it's never good when she calls. It's my aunt. Ah, that is a nice. Can I? No, that would be really shitty.
Hello?
Micah, I'm going to be forwarding a
God
package
damn,
to you.
she's gorgeous.
I need you to sign it and send it back to me immediately.
Okay. And straight to business as usual. Not even a hello.
What is it?
It doesn't matter what it is, Micah. It doesn't concern you. All you need to do is sign it when delivered and give it back to the courier. Do you understand?
If it doesn't concern me, then why do I have to sign it?
Yeah, right. Okay, I've got it.
He rolled his eyes. He had to stop himself from laughing at the thought that she might somehow be able to tell. It wouldn't have surprised him.
I don't appreciate your attitude, but as long as you understand that this is time sensitive and demands your immediate attention, then you may go.
Maybe she could tell. Before Micah could respond, the call ended. Micah sighed. She was always like this. Fully focused on business and work. She treated him more like an incompetent employee than a nephew. But still, this must be important if she actually took the time out of her day and called for it. Even more interesting that it has something to do with him. Something about her words sent a shiver down his spine, as if every fiber of his being was a scream out of him not to sign whatever it was. I mean, no one can stop us from reading it. You know, like, who's gonna stop me from reading the thing that I'm about to sign, you know? You're in danger. The words from that letter sprung to his mind as he frowned at his thoughts. Micah jumped in surprise. What the hell is that? What is that? You really needed to get that fixed. No, surely not. He opened the door slowly, waiting to see who it was. Some small part of him hoped it could be Leon. Sure enough, a man in a suit carrying a briefcase was at his door.
Mike O'Reilly? Niles Nell. I am an associate of your Aunt Caroline.
Nice, no.
I assume she called ahead and let you know of my coming?
You sound like a prick.
Yeah, I just got off the phone with...
Excellent. Let us get this over with then. Business awaits.
He didn't wait to be invited. Pushing past Micah, he entered the apartment, already opening his case and laying out the document and pen on the coffee
All I
table.
need is your signature here, here, and here, and I will be on my merry way.
What is it I'm signing exactly?
All you need to do is sign. I'm sure your beloved aunt can explain it to you later.
He hesitated. Something about seemed wrong. Everything about this seems wrong. He didn't like it. Why keep it a secret from him? What was he signing?
May I at least read the conditions before signing my name to them?
I am a very busy man, young Mr. Riley. I was assured this would be quick when I agreed to this task for Caroline.
Well, sucks for you, man. I need to read this. I don't care. I'm not gonna sign.
Very well, Mr. Nell. You have my deepest apologies for inconveniencing you.
He didn't look convinced. He simply handed Micah the pen and indicated again where Micah was to sign. Micah leaned down to sign. However, Micah smiled to himself. He was going to get in trouble for this, but just maybe it would be worth it. Stepping away, Micah handed the documents back to the man, a slight smile hidden beneath his stern
Here.
expression.
You'll be needing these.
Niles Nell's face darkened as his eyes fell into the documents Micah handed back to him. Through a strange face of professionalism, Micah could see his seated
Would you
irritation.
care to explain? Caroline.
Micah wasn't about to let him control this.
Well, Aunt Caroline taught me to never sign what I didn't understand.
She was the one who sent me here.
He was angry now.
And you can tell her she taught me well. If you'll excuse me, you are in my home, uninvited, and I have work to do.
More accurately, he had research to do.
She will be very disappointed in you.
Yeah,
Probably.
sure.
Farewell, Mr. Nell. It would appear you've wasted your time here after all.
Asshole? What? It's my house! What the hell? Michael let out the bread that he had been holding. Like, seriously, he just went into my house, uninvited, and told me to sign something I didn't want it to sign. And he just... You're gonna pay for that door. He wasn't a confrontational person, but he wasn't about to be pushed around in his own home either. That's what I'm saying. While he had still the energy of the encounter, he braced himself when the inevitable response came from his aunt. Didn't take long. He assumed nice nails can her immediately on leaving. Yeah, sure. Bring it in, on. Bring it in.
Explain yourself.
Here we go.
I was taught to never sign what I didn't understand, Aunt Caroline. There's nothing else to it.
What you did was incredibly immature.
My god, I'm 24. Shut up.
Leaving all the signatures blank, Micah? Why would you do this?
Time to get some answers about my life.
Aunt Caroline? Why didn't you want me to read it before signing it?
There's no time for that, Micah. Don't turn this around. We're talking about...
He didn't let her finish.
What's Magnus in?
Silence. A definite silence that stretched on for so long. It becomes uncomfortable.
So you do know after all. I might not have been given the chance to read through the contract, but I did pick out some key words when I pretended to sign it. A sales contract for an abandoned property on the outskirts of town, right?
Yes, it belongs to our family. However, the upkeep of the property is too much of a hassle, so your uncle and I have decided to sell it.
I want to see it.
No, Micah, all you need to do is sign the contract and we can be rid of the infernal place.
I don't want to. Just what is she hiding? What could possibly exist in her family that she wants it gone so badly?
No, I won't.
Micah!
I'm sorry, Aunt Caroline. I can't do that. He hung up. He hadn't wanted to cause such drama with his aunt, but he also couldn't keep going the way he was. Yes, Micah, take control of your life. Boy, always in the dark about his own life. Magnus Inn. Micah sighed. Once again, slouched in front of his computer, digging through the internet for any mention of a Magnus Inn. His brain hurt. He hadn't come up with any results in his searches over the past few weeks, but this might have been the break he so desperately needed. He had managed to find out about the sale of a certain Magnus Inn from faking out his signature, and now he knew its address. I wonder, could Leon know anything about this? It sounds like a lot that old place he mentioned before. Maybe it's connected? I'll try texting him. Texting Leo, texting Leo. That is nice. Leon, hey, hi. You've been ghosting me for like 3,000 years. Can you please reply? Please. Maybe he won't respond. Oh. What, are they in banish mode or what? Where do the texts go? It's kind of hard to explain over text. Can you meet me at the cafe tomorrow? After my shift? No, I'm busy. Yeah, sure, I can do that. Nice, Leon. Thanks, man. And hey, have you been doing alright? Haven't heard from you much lately. Oh, Leon, oh my god, it takes so long to talk. Yeah, I'm doing fine. Just been busy with the new job and stuff. It'll blow over soon. Alright, just take care of yourself, okay? Will do. See you tomorrow. Yes, yeah. Boing. Micah placed his phone down on the table, staring at his messages. Something really does seem off about him. At least he's agreed to meet me tomorrow. Still, Micah was just happy to finally get a response. Deep down, Micah just hoped it wasn't him that had done something to make him so distant. Something was really bothering him. I've known him for ages, and I've never seen him act like this. Nighttime. He spent the rest of the night researching the town's real arts outskirts for properties that might match the very little information he had on Magnus Inn. No exact matches, but he did find some local ghost stories about the ancient forest behind the old shrine grounds. Ghosts. He loved the stories and histories behind ghost tales, but the thought of actual ghosts was too terrifying to imagine. It would be just his luck for his family to own something haunted, though, wouldn't it? He logged off his computer and sighed. He simply making his way towards the bed. If he kept reading these, he would never sleep, and he already had trouble enough doing that. Looking up at his dark bedroom ceiling, he mulled over all the recent discoveries and what more was in store for him. His eyelids started to feel heavy. The weight of the day's event bends heavy on his weary body. Oh my god! Sir? Micah, my dear Micah, you can hide from me forever. I think you need a shirt, sir. Wakened with a starting covered in sweat, Micah felt as though he had a hand around his throat. As he struggled to breathe, he rolled out of bed and hit the floor with a thump. Slightly dazed, he stared around his room. What was that? It was like something powerful, something that didn't want me here. No, not here. Something that didn't want me to exist. As if his entire existence was being threatened. He reached up to turn his alarm off. What is that an 8? Yeah. She still have 2 minutes before it went off in the first place. Nightmare then. Felt so real. He touched his throat. It didn't seem injured, but he could still feel the menacing tendrils wrap around his neck like a vice. Although he knew this was only his mind.
Shake it off, Micah. It's just your imagination. Lots has happened, and you were reading ghost stories last night, remember? It's all in my head. Talking to myself now. Maybe I'm just going crazy.
Maybe I should look for another roommate. Micah yawned as he finished cleaning the last table for the day. The day was busy. Customers filled the entirety of the cafe and everyone was rushed off their feet. But he was glad in a way. Being busy is exhausting, but it leaves little time for thoughts of other than what's happening in front of you. And after the night he had, he needed that. But he was glad in a way. Being busy is exhausting. What? I already left. What is happening? What is happening? Is this a loop? Am I in a loop?
Hey, stranger. Long time no see.
Yeah. Hey, yourself. So, what's up? You said you needed to talk. Is something wrong?
Not wrong, just kind of weird, you know?
Weird. Seems to be going around. Nothing.
Speaking of weird,
Let's sit. We haven't seen each other in ages.
Ages is a bit of an overstatement.
they took a seat. They took a seat each. Leon nervously glanced in at the door before correcting himself and focusing on Micah.
Hey,
That
man,
is
I know
nice.
I'm the one that called you here, and I already asked last night, but are you doing all right? You're looking kind of rough.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Work's just kind of busy is all. Not much time to unwind, you know? Plus, I'm the newbie, so I get all the crap jobs. It'll pass. Sorry for worrying you.
Work, huh? I actually wanted to ask you about work.
Leon's eyes widened in surprise.
You mentioned a while back about the house you were looking at that your old man was real keen on. Where exactly was it?
Why do you want to know?
Okay, calm down, Leo. That sounded a little bit aggressive. It was such a great voice acting. His voice suddenly changed. Before he sounded nervous, but now he sounded borderline aggressive. It was a surprising switch, to say the least. Micah had never heard him use that kind of tone before, and especially not to him.
Ah, shit. I'm sorry. That came out wrong. You just surprised me.
He offered a weak smile.
Are you sure you're okay?
Yeah, just so tired. Father is obsessed with that place, and now you're asking about it too.
He sighed heavily and slumped back in his chair.
It's creepy. I feel like it's watching me and it doesn't like me. At all. Plus, it gives me wicked allergies.
The house doesn't like you?
Well, it's not really a house, more like, I'm not sure, some kind of manor maybe? It It's huge, but it looks like it hasn't seen living people there for years. Why so curious all of a sudden?
I'm just gonna tell him he's my friend. He stole the deed from me and he's giving me so many problems, but he's my friend and I do not know that. Micah does not know that. I know it because I am omniscient, but he doesn't know. Yes, do it, Micah. That's what real friends do.
I haven't seen you for a while. I thought it would be nice to catch up.
Are you lying to me? Are you telling me my choice did not matter?
Really?
He sounds so suspicious.
Yeah. I've been thinking about that place you went to when you started lately. It didn't seem like much then, but it's gotten me curious.
You've been thinking about that? Why?
I came across something recently.
Oh? Like what?
Maybe I should risk it. We're friends, and he might know.
I was researching and found this old rural place, which sounded just like the place you went to.
Where?
Micah took a deep breath. I have to ask.
It's called the Magnus Inn. Have you ever heard of it?
Leon froze.
Don't, Micah!
Leon jumped on his feet, slamming his hands down on the table between them. Micah stared back at him in surprise. What?
What do you mean, don't?
Leon finally realizing his outburst returned to his seat.
You should stay away from that place. It's...
He does know then. I was right. Micah waited for Leon to continue, giving him an encouraging smile. Leon sighed, rubbing his temple and giving Micah a pleading look.
It's weird. I can't explain it. It feels menacing. Like there's something there that wants to hurt you.
The house doesn't like you.
Yes, exactly! Ugh. Micah, please, stay away from it.
He sounded so desperate.
Are you sure you're okay? You seem genuinely freaked out by this place. Don't you think you're overreacting a little?
Don't be a jerk, Micah.
I have no choice. It's my job now. I can't disappoint him.
Micah frowns. He's not frowning again. Disappoint who? His dad? Someone else?
I have to go, but please, just promise me you won't go there. It's not safe.
I'll take the first bus that goes there. The words seemed to flash before his eyes. Those same words, always.
Micah, promise.
Ah, he was so close. Okay. I don't wanna lie to you, Liam, because we're friends. I'm not gonna lie to you. So I'm not gonna promise it. But I'm not gonna be a jerk and tell you that I can promise. So I am glad this is here. I make no promises, man. You know what? I won't lie to you, nor I won't evade you because you're my friend. I can't promise it, man. I got a deed that you stole from me from Magnuson, so I need to know.
I'm sorry, Leon. I can't promise you that.
I know, Micah. You forget how well I know you.
Nice, nice.
Once you find something interesting, you'll chase it down until you understand everything about it.
I love you, Leon. I'm sorry,
Something
Leon.
like that, yeah. There's something about this place that I just have to see.
The building tension between them melting slightly. Leon made no move to leave. Instead, he closed his eyes and inhaled slowly and deeply, before exhaling as he opened his eyes.
Leon.
Shush.
What?
What?
I have something to give you, and I need to apologize for taking it. I was trying to protect you, but I see now it's fruitless.
The deed! That's a nice picture! I love that picture! It's so good! The art in this game is really nice, and I love how everything is so clean. But I don't know, the lighting, the light in this one, it's so good. It just surprised me so much because I haven't seen one of these in the demo so far. But wow, that is really pretty. I like that a lot. It gave me things. He's so serious. It's a bit spooky. Just what's going on here? Out of his Out of his briefcase, he pulled a class paper document envelope. A legal envelope. With uncertain hands, Leon pushed the envelope towards Micah across the table. His eyes never left Micah, his anxiety visibly building the closer he pushed the envelope. Micah tilted his head, watching the envelope with confusion. He had a striking sense of deja vu all of a sudden. As he got closer, he started to recognize the envelope. It was the same one that Mr. Harris gave him, the exact same one. The envelope that held the deed to Mackenzie. But why does Leon have it? The envelope came to stop in front of him. Leon's hands were trembling as he pulled back across the table. Micah stared at the package in front of him, dumbfounded.
Leon. Leon, why? How?
His voice cracked, despite his best efforts to keep his tone neutral.
Why do you have this?
I'm so sorry.
Leon didn't wait for Micah's response. He rose from his seat and rushed for the door, barely getting the door open before squeezing through it. Left to the days, Micah stared down at the document in front of him. Like a broken string of an instrument, his attention suddenly snapped back at the ring of the door kind of sound. Leon!
Wait, no! Come back! Answer me, damn it!
Rushing to stand, he tripped on the edge of the table.
Shit.
Freezing, he turned and grabbed the document left discarded on the table. Can't lose you again. Had enough trouble getting you back in the first place. Micah rushed through the door, desperately searching for Leon. He was gone. Damn it.